Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia season 7 episode number 9 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we got to know more about Dabi, how he is or how he got like involved with All for One, because we didn't really know that section. We did know that that like Dabi is like Todoroki's elder brother, like, and he was the one who somehow got like connected with All for One and became this villain and wanted to take revenge on Endeavor. However, we didn't really know how that happened. We got to know that properly, and we saw that even All for One was like, I cannot do anything about this kid. His obsession with Endeavor is too much. So I won't really coerce him into helping us out. He will be that just one destructive, ball of energy who will just be there, and he'll just destroy everything on its way. And obviously, since our goal is also actually the same, like I can make use of that. So that was literally Dabi's role. Dabi's role was as a spare, as they called him. And like in case Shigaraki lost or something happened to him, Dabi would be that one destruction incarnate that they'll unleash into the world, and like something like that. And yeah, we got to see all of that. Todoroki fought, or Shoto fought him, and in the end, we see his new power, like the hot and cold, that thing, and he was able to make cold flames, and he was able to stop Dabi with it. However, it abruptly ended there, so we don't know what exactly happened to Dabi. Is he just knocked out or something else? I doubt he's dead. I'm guessing he's probably knocked out. Let's see what happens. So yeah, let's get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. Great Glacial Ager. It's crazy how he just froze everything like in the near vicinity, just like, while up until now it was just burning in Dabi's flames. Hmm. Yeah, boy. Yeah. So he's knocked out, or what's? Yeah, I think he's knocked out. Otherwise, they wouldn't say secured. Wait, who is that? Momo? No. Who? I, that definitely wasn't Momo. But I was like, what? Who? Was that someone I know? Oh, it's like random heroes, I'm guessing. Kunyada Gashly. Hmm. Yes, one at least, like we're ahead on one front. Now for the others. Hmm. But yeah, this is a a good start. Yeah. Hmm. Extras. Okay. Spread the yes. The morale will go high now. Damn. Running. Right. Oh, the Mount Lady. Yep. Well, all thanks to Kurogiri's pretend to be scattered. Ah, wow. Okay. He was predicted we'd move to get him back. Hmm. Well, what the? Oh my god. What? Wait. Is this? Oh god. Damn. Right. Okay. National Stadium. Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is the most dangerous one. Obviously, Shigaraki's here, and hopefully Deku reaches here. Makeshift fortress. Hmm. The heck? Who's this? Bro, what are you saying? Yeah, maybe this will be the first exception. Assassin. Kunia. Oh, this is Kunieda. We heard his name. What? Okay. What is this guy saying? Okay. Damn. Ah. Right. Who else is here? Whoa. Oh, this. Wait. This is Hmm. Yeah. Wait. Who? It's Spinner. I was like, he looks so different. So that's why he looks so different here. For a moment, I didn't even recognize him. I was like, he looks like Spinner, but you know. Oh boy. Oh god, what do we do with this? Kamina word. Okay. Hopefully, Dabi doesn't. I don't know, like get up again or something. Hopefully, this is it. Hmm. That's fine. Oh, he didn't get him. No! Oh, no, 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 no. Guys, what's happening? Come on. Oh, Lord. Oh, this is where Endeavor is. Hmm. God damn, this guy just loves getting into other people's heads. Yeah, and how many people's lives have you destroyed, huh? I don't think Endeavor's gonna listen to him. This guy's just blabbering unnecessarily. Yeah, what the hell? Oh. Ah. Right. True. Will he have that much of a glaring weakness? Yeah, I was gonna say. Hmm. Okay. Oh, nice. Damn. Hmm. Fake feathers. Hmm. Yeah. Damn. Right. And then Hawks is also there, just like attacking him. Yep. Timing is off. Bro, what is. He's still trying to rile everyone up in the middle of the battle. Master. Endeavor, don't get right. Come on, man. Really? Exactly. Oh, God. I just cannot. This guy. Oh, God. All for one is. Oh, no. Really? Oh, boy. Yeah. True. That is true. And that's why. And oh, God. This guy's riling him up. Oh! Oh, no. He. Oh, no. Oh, oh Lord. Why? Oh, no. Nagans. No, 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 no. What? Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Bro, you shut up. You're such a. Uh, oh god, yeah, he got a good chunk of his side is. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, it's because he was like a big reason behind all of this happening. He is even more hounded by his past, and that's making him even more riled up. Yeah. Okay. But I love how Alpha is just waiting for them to stop talking. Oh. He's like, wait, why am I stopping and listening to them? Oh god, what the hell is that? Yeah. Oh. Oh, damn. Whoa. What just happened? Okay. Okay. So he threw her up. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, he immediately realized that Jiro would be the one who would flinch in this situation. What the hell? Whoa. Oh my god. Hey, yo, he used some kind of a beam. Oh, nice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, her ear. One of her ears. Okay. Like, okay, I'll talk about this. Like, here's the thing. It's crazy to think about it, but I feel like so many things, like, we could have, like, been so much more, I guess you could say, stronger if back then as well, when Alpha 1 fought All Might, and now again, as we saw, like, Alpha 1 loves riling up everyone, bringing up stuff that they, have a weakness against. Like, for example, in front of All Might, he brought up Nana Shimura and, and Shigaraki. And he was like, oh, so, this is the thing. Like, that situation, or at least I can understand that All Might had no clue who Shigaraki was. So that came as a bolt out of the blue. and I could understand that completely, like rattling him and kind of making him just, like freeze up for a moment. I could understand that. But I feel like, as Hawk said, Endeavor isn't ready to fight someone like All For One, because his situation is just, okay, I'll talk about it just a minute. That's it. Yeah, because his situation is just makes him so vulnerable to, like, All For One riling him up in these type of situations. Like, he's like the most weak against stuff like this. That's why Hawk said, like, unlike me, who has completely cut off my past, and I don't have anything that can rattle me in that type of sense, Endeavor is not like that. Endeavor, and the biggest problem what Endeavor has, he's the reason for everything happening. Not everything, obviously not, but a lot of the things happening, he's the reason why. And he understands the mistakes that he have made in the past, and he is atoning for it. That is his biggest weakness. That makes him even more vulnerable in situations like this, where All For One can just rile him up at the drop of a hat. And he is not, like, he cannot take it. He immediately, like, loses himself in that whole thing. So I feel like, and again, like, there wasn't really anyone else. Like, I was going to say, like, I feel like Endeavor could have done better against some other villains or something. Like, maybe someone else could have taken Endeavor's place here. But like I said, Endeavor is the number one hero alongside Hawks. So I feel like, and these two have, like, experience working together and, like, doing teamwork, like, like, together. So I don't think there was any other, like, alternatives for Endeavor and Hawks in this situation. But if you are facing Endeavor, you need to make someone like Hawks face Endeavor, who literally doesn't, like, like, get rattled in these type of things, and, like, Endeavor cannot really, like, try to rile him up. Someone like Hawks, or, like, someone similar of that type of a mentality should have fought All For One. But then again, like, as we are seeing, we don't really have enough heroes like that, who can work together properly with Hawks, and is one of the strongest heroes. Endeavor was the only one, so there wasn't any other choice, I'm assuming. And yeah, but it's just, like, what can I say, like, it's just so frustrating seeing Endeavor just not Endeavor, sorry, All For One just say some wild stuff like this, just absolutely, like, like, riling the opponent up, and seeing the heroes getting riled up along with it, even though they know that this is just the tricks that are playing on him. Like, it's just so frustrating seeing that. Like, what can I say? I feel like this whole situation could have gone in such a better way if Endeavor didn't lose himself at that type of situation. But yeah, like, nothing you can do about it, because, like I said, if Endeavor wasn't really, like, Endeavor, like, the biggest reason why Endeavor gets riled up in these situations is because he knows that All For One is actually telling the truth. Like, he's hitting where it hurts, and that is why he's just, I feel like I don't know, like, like, using, like, an earplug to fight against All For One is the best situation. But then again, you cannot really hear anything else. That's a problem. But I feel like the best case scenario will just not to be listened to All For One. Like, let him babble, let him do whatever the hell he wants to. Like, he's like, Endeavor is not Endeavor, sorry, All For One is completely the the other side of the coin of, like, shonen protagonists, where shonen protagonists use their talk no jutsu to motivate people. He's the other side of the coin. He uses his talk no jutsu to make people go into depression, and then hit them hard. That's what he does. That's what he's doing. He's done that all throughout his life. That's literally what he does. It's just so frustrating, I guess you could say, to see, like the heroes fall for the same, like, thing, like, over and over again. But you also know it's not their fault, because, as you can see, Endeavor's situation, like, he knew what's going to hurt Endeavor and how it's going to hurt him, and so that's why, exactly, that's how All For One, like, said stuff like that exactly to him. If this was All Might, he would have said something else. If this was someone else, maybe he would have done something else. He adapts. He adapts according to the opponent he's fighting, and he adapts his verbal, his verbal attacks accordingly. Since this is Endeavor, he said stuff like this. Since it was All Might back then, he said stuff about Shigaraki. If it's some other hero, maybe if he has some dirt on that hero, he'll probably bring that up. Like that's literally what he does. Like he does that and makes the opponent get riled up, and then takes that opportunity to hit them hard and that's the same thing. So it's pretty damn frustrating to see them fall for this every single time, even though like this is literally how All For One fights. But yeah, nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. And then obviously that was the thing. Okay, let me talk about this episode now. There's a few things I need to discuss here. Number one is that, where is that part? Yeah, so number one is, okay, where is that part? Yeah, like one thing I want to talk about here is Jiro. That's her name, isn't it? Jiro? Yeah. She with Tokoyomi came here to aid Hawks in the fight. When Endeavor went down, they came in and helped out Hawks. So one thing you can see here, which All For One says, is that it's crazy to see how he immediately realized who to target. Like he saw Hawks, he saw Tokoyomi, and then he saw Jiro, and he was like, oh, I need to target her. And he was correct, because out of all the characters here, Jiro's the only person who hasn't really fought against evil of this scale directly. She's more of a support character if you think about it. She, she helps you recon and stuff, scout out the places, and sometimes sometimes help you out to fight as well here and there. She's fought villains obviously, but she's fought smaller villains riffraffs basically. She hasn't even fought. I don't think she has fought even a mid boss or something. By mid boss I mean characters Muscular, or Overhaul. Overhaul was pretty damn big. He wasn't really a mid boss, I would say. But characters who aren't as crazy strong as All For One, but obviously who are not that weak as well. I don't think Jiro has fought any of them either, has she? I cannot really remember. This show is going for seven seasons. I've probably forgotten one or two things. But she has fought villains, but they're not really that dangerous. So she has no clue what type of fear, or what type of, I guess you could say, what type of conviction you need to have in these type of situations. Tokoyomi has fought actually, and has gone through situations like this before, as far as I can remember. He has helped out Hawks a lot of time as well, and one of the biggest reasons why Tokoyomi was not as rattled as Jiro is because, like I said, Tokoyomi is more of a frontline fighter. Jiro isn't. Jiro isn't a frontline fighter. She's usually in the middle line, or maybe at the low, in the back support line. This time she's in the front line. So obviously it's going to complete. It's a new thing to her. She has no idea what it feels when a character like All For One is literally attacking you in front of you. So All For One immediately realized that, and he immediately targeted her instead of targeting Tokoyomi or targeting Hawks. It's crazy to think, because when All For One was deciding who to attack, I thought that he was going to attack Tokoyomi because he is the one who's flying. So I was like, okay, if he gets him, I was in the villain's head, in All For One's point of view, I was thinking to best deal with this situation, you need to get Tokoyomi. If you get Tokoyomi, Jiro, who's dependent on him, will also fall, and you will just take two birds in one stone. That was what I was thinking, but it wouldn't have worked. And I just realized that because Tokoyomi is used to stuff like this. So I was first surprised to see him attacking Jiro, but then I realized that, oh, that is why he did that, which is true. Like he's like, all for one, he's just like, he's a veteran at this, like finding out people's weaknesses and like hitting where it hurts. So he immediately like realized that, yeah, Jiro's the one who's not used to this, so let me hit her. So and it did work actually. And yeah, like Jiro froze for a moment. He couldn't do anything in front of something like that. She just froze, and Tokoyomi had to just, I don't know what he did. I think Tokoyomi kind of, I don't know, like bounced her up or something like that. She did what happened here? It happened so quickly. I couldn't even understand what happened. Wait a minute, let me check. So right, those things come towards Jiro. Yeah. Oh, he's okay. So yeah, exactly. That's what he did. Tokoyomi first, I think, like he kind of made Jiro like kind of like pushed her out, and then moved and dodged alongside, supporting Jiro and just making her bounce. Like, and like it was crazy. That was some crazy maneuver he did. Whatever he did, but it was Tokoyomi. He's the one who did it. And he made sure that Jiro dodged everything along with him dodging everything as well. So yeah, that's what happened. And that is why in the end you can see that Jiro was like, okay, like, I need to calm down. And even after she was like, I need to calm down, immediately after that another attack came in, at which she froze again. And I wouldn't call froze, because that was like a huge attack that All For One did, but it hit her. It hit her in the ears, and I think one of her ears are gone now. So it's pretty bad, the situation. Oh yeah, this would end it. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, All For One is fighting, like, and I feel like we need someone else here. In no way can Hawks injured like that. Tokoyomi and Jiro is also injured. Endeavor is also injured. Like, I think we need more help here. I think we need more help here. Like, really. Oh god. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Oh, another thing, I need to check here. What the hell did All For, like, I think I understood, but wait a minute. Where's that part where he says something to Endeavor? Okay. Here we go. Toya's body. You couldn't find it, could you? So of course you wouldn't have been able to. You were able to see the son you thought was dead. I don't understand what he's trying to. So what is he saying? He's saying that you couldn't find his body because I'm the one who was involved in it. Wait, did Endeavor not know that? Like, we knew that. We knew what happened, I guess. Because, oh, so I'm guessing Endeavor didn't know that. I see. So Endeavor thought up until now, I'm guessing nobody knew this, that like he was not found, and somehow he ended up in All For One. He didn't know that All For One, like, kind of was the puppet master behind this whole thing. Because as we knew from the previous episode, All For One himself said that I was keeping an eye on him because I already had my plans on recruiting him. Something like that he said. So, okay, like, correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm guessing Endeavor had no clue about that. Endeavor up until now thought that Toya got missing over there. He did make the forest fire and his body wasn't found. And then somehow he ended up joining the League of Villains. I think that's what he thought up until now. He never knew that this was also pre-orchestrated by All For One. So now that he knows that, he realizes that All For One, like, was another reason behind everything that is going on now, and another reason why he lost his son. So I guess that probably riled him up or something, I'm assuming. Yeah, because okay, so I guess that makes sense because up until now he didn't know this part of the story. Now after knowing it, I guess that's why he got suddenly so riled up at that point situation. And I guess there's another thing I would say, like I myself said that like Endeavor needed to like calm himself down. He couldn't, he shouldn't let his emotions be like like manipulated like that and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people will say the same thing, that like he just had to calm down at that point, like, and don't let, because even though like we literally saw Hawks multiple times telling him don't listen to him, don't listen to him, but he's still just like, so even though I'm saying all of that, and I'm sure a lot of people will say that, I guess if you think about it, it's a very messed up situation because he has no, like, he knows his two of his sons are fighting against each other, fighting to death. He knows Shoto is fine, and he doesn't know what happened to Dabi. He know that Dabi got defeated, but like Dabi, he's also his son. So I guess you could only imagine the amount of mental stress he's at in. Not only is he fighting All for One, continuously just trying to rile him up, hurling abuses, and telling that, oh, you're the one at fault. You are the one who did this. Haha. You're reaping what you sowed. That's literally what he's saying, continuously reminding him. And not only that, like at that moment as well, he's constantly thinking of Shoto and Toya. That's I always forget their first name. Um, yeah, Toya, wasn't it? Dabi, yeah. He is constantly thinking of those two as well. Like, he does know that everything is resolved there, but he's still concerned, obviously, because both of them are their sons. But at the same time, there's also this guilt in him that is constantly hounding him alongside All for One, which is telling him that, oh, you're concerned about your sons now? Even though you are the one who is the main reason why this is happening? His conscience is constantly, I'm assuming, hitting him. He's like, yeah, you're concerned about your sons now? Where was this Endeavor back then when you could have prevented all of this? He wasn't there back then. Like, you are the reason why this happened. So All for One is constantly telling that to him. I'm sure his conscience is constantly telling that to him. And at the same time, the whole, like, he's also very much, I don't know, like, riled up about about what's going on with both of his. He's very concerned about them as well. So all at the same time, I guess it just triggered him. He, like, especially when he realized, and when he got to know that All for One was the puppet master all the time. Like, yeah, he was obviously at fault, but All for One was also there, just like dancing, like, like making them dance at his tune. So that probably pissed him off and just completely made him lose his mind. And he got enraged over there. So yeah, I guess. But the thing is that it's just frustrating seeing like situations like this, which could have been just resolved by keeping a cool head, get into such a bad scenario just because like someone lost his mind. But it couldn't be helped, I guess, because like I said, so many things are going on at the same time, and especially to someone like Endeavor, who was one of the reasons behind everything happening. Yeah, I can see him losing his mind. But yeah, there you go. That's what happened in today's episode. So let's see how this goes. We still, like, Reku's still on his way, and like, we don't even know what's going on with the whole Shigaraki situation as well. All for One is just completely dominating this whole battlefield. So I don't know how they will be overcoming this. Let's wait and see. Okay, yeah, and that was today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, you can see that Shoto has frozen the whole place, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you did it!" And everyone's just like, like the news is like, like passing from one person to another. Okay, here's the thing. Is this Momo? I am genuinely not sure. It's Momo, isn't it? I am so not sure. Like, first of all, if this is Momo, why is she like, I don't know, like what's this new hairstyle and this, I don't understand. Then but then if this is not Momo, why are they showing some random girl who looks like Momo suddenly? Like this is Momo, isn't it? I genuinely I'm not sure. What's throwing me the most off is the eyeliner. I think that's the eyeliner, isn't it? Like, I can understand her wearing a different dress to fight. I can understand that. Well, like I just don't understand, like, no, this is no, this is not Momo. This girl said that boy, Anokoga. So if this was Momo, she wouldn't say that boy, the boy. She would have said that, oh, Todoroki or Shoto. This is not Momo. You know what? I'm not really sure. Like, really. No, Momo. This is not Momo. Wait a minute. I just completely went out of my head. Momo was there with what's her name? May, wasn't it? That's her name. The girl who she's helping out with the with providing raw materials. If you remember, in the prison, the floating prison. This is not Momo. Okay. I was like, what's happening? Like, it's just like she looks exactly like Momo, and it like threw me so much off. I was like, why is she? What does she have a different dress and a different hairstyle? And like, but her face like looks exactly like Momo. This threw me so much off. But yeah, this is not Momo, obviously, because I just remembered Momo was with May. She's helping with the with keeping the floating prison floating. That whole thing. She's more of a like a support character in this battle at least. So yeah, this is not Momo. Never mind. But then, like, my question: why did they suddenly show some random girl? Like, I guess they did show some other random heroes later on as well. But why did they show someone who looks exactly like Momo, which threw me so much off? Okay. Right. Anyways, okay, that confusion is gone now. Like, I was like, what's happening here? Then like everyone, like the information spreads to everyone, and now they're like, all right, let's tell this to all the other battlefields as well. This is going to boost their morale. This is also probably going to give Endeavor a little bit peace of mind, and you can see All Might and everyone's like, oh, you know what? Even though the whole thing with the Deku went in a completely bad direction, at least this side, we've done it. Like, we were able to stop Dabi. So at least one side, we were able to do something about it. So it's a good start, thankfully. And like, little by little, you can see the information is spreading to everyone over here. Mina and what was his name? Mineta, wasn't it? Yeah. Mina and Mineta in this battlefield, they got to know, and they're like, yes, like, good job. Mount Lady is also there. She also helps helping everyone out. Then we get to see how some other villains, they're like, oh, they knew this was going to happen. They already planted some heroes in this place. So when we came here to save Gigantomachia, they came out and ambushed us. But we can see the villains are also, they also have, like, they're like, oh, we're not going to, like, like, go down that easy. Okay, this part, what the hell happened here? Let me check this. This, from now, it will be the time of liberation. Those who spread lies will be trampled down. You see this place where someone hits Mina? Mina uses her acid to soften the blow. And this guy says, just like that UA teacher. And Mina remembers, that past where. Oh, I just realized. No, 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 no. I was connecting this with something else. They're talking about midnight. I just realized, isn't it? Like, okay, while reacting, it's so many things happening. I'm not able to properly. Right, they're talking about midnight. I just realized that. I thought they were like, that one past they kind of bring up, Mina's past. I was thinking about that. No, this is Midnight situation. So these are the guys who killed Midnight. Oh my god. Because yeah, in that flashback. Wait a minute. Uh, in that flashback, you can see, not flashback, but that little scene that we saw, Midnight's mask. So this is where Mina realized that these are the ones who are responsible for that. So these are the random nobodies who off-screen Midnight. Wow, that is. This is another thing I just don't like stuff like this. Is that how they completely, like, Midnight was a pretty, important character in this show. I wouldn't call her like a main supporting character or anything, but she was there. And I just don't like the way they completely off-screened her. Like, it's so, I don't know, it feels so disrespectful, and just, I don't know. And I guess I can understand, like, that's literally what the intention was, to show, like, how, like little, like, in a war, how little, like someone life means. It's just there sometimes, and then it's gone the next moment. I'm guessing that's probably what the author's intention was. Like, the reason why he off-screen Midnight is probably to show that how fickle life is in a battlefield. you know that they didn't even show her dying. But still, it just feels so wrong, in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, and these are like the random nobodies, like, who did that. Some random ass mob characters. Like, it's, I don't know, like I said, it feels so wrong. It's so disrespectful and so wrong, that imagining a character who was fairly involved with a show get off-screen killed by some random mob characters, just absolutely insane. Like, the amount of disrespect is crazy. So, yeah, just, god damn. But hopefully we're able to take care of these guys here. I'm sure we will. But Mina realized, hearing from him, that guy, what's going on, and Mina realized that they're the ones who are responsible. Anyways, after that, Kirishima comes in, and then they resume their battle over there. Like, Fat Gum, Aoyama, Bakugo, everyone get to know about, like, Todoroki, and what's going on. Here we get to see this dude, this freaking plant guy, or poison plant guy, this assassin. What the hell is his name? Kunieda. He's one of the prisoners. And he's like, oh, anyone who has gone against All for One has not survived, this and that. And he's like, Aoyama, you betrayed us. And it's just babbling random nonsense. I just, like, what the hell is he even trying to say here? He says that. Okay, let me just read what he's saying. I'm All for One's assassin. I'll show you what material gain means. All the rest will continue to go after you. Aesop's bat, you got. What? Aesop's bat? Isn't Aesop like that guy who has like a lot of short stories? What is Aesop's bat? The bats, the birds, and the beasts. You know what? Whatever. Why am I even trying to search this? Okay. Right. And then we get to the spinners part. I didn't recognize him. I was like, wait, is this a Spinner? But I'm like, wait a minute, this is not Spinner. He looks a bit too big, a little bit bigger than the Spinner that we are used to, isn't it? I was like, oh, maybe this is like some other meta-human or something. No, it is him. So we get to see here that in the flashback that as Spinner said that I had nothing, like he had everything, so I cannot accept the fact that he lost after all of that. He's not like that. He's kind of saying stuff like that. And here is where we can see All For One was like, oh, since you will be like leading your own group, let me give you something. And he gave him a quirk, I'm guessing. Something like that. And now he's become big like this, and he's just going crazy. And I'm like, oh my god, this is Spinner. That is insane. So yeah. And while all of that is happening over there, here we can see Todoroki apologizing to Ida and saying like, oh, your engine kind of stopped for a moment. I'm sorry about that because of the And he's like, oh, why are you apologizing? Okay, then here we can see one of the heroes are like, why is Dabi still breathing after that? And you can see in his chest some kind of, I don't know what that is. Like, they didn't really show exactly what's going to happen after that, but I don't think that is something good. I feel like that's something similar to what's her name? Nagant, Lady Nagant had. I think it's something like that. It's probably going to explode or something. I'm not really sure. Oh boy, that'll be even a bigger mess. Anyways, let's wait and see. After that, we get to see Endeavor has also gotten to hear about this, this situation, and he's like, "Oh, my son did it." But then, all for one, it's like, "Oh, what do I see that in your face? Is that sadness I see, Endeavor? Aren't you the person who was involved, who's responsible for all of this, and you're feeling sad?" Basically just, like I said, hitting him where it hurts. He's literally like, "Oh, you were the one who is at least 50% responsible for this situation, and you're the one who's happy, or you're the one who's getting relieved in this situation. Like, what are you on about? You are the one who did this. Why are you smiling?" Literally just riling him up and everything. And this is where Hawks is like, don't listen to him. And Hawks is like, All For One has one here's another thing that got revealed here. I forgot to mention this. All For One's weakness, his mask, his oxygen mask, or whatever the hell that is, that support thing, he always wears it. Even when he goes out to fight, even when Tartarus and everything, all that stuff, when that was happening, he had that mask on. So, and here's the other question, as they said. I'm sure All For One also knows that is if that is his weakness, he also knows that is his weakness. So I'm sure he has some countermeasures. And that's exactly what they said, that the fact that it's so obvious should probably make us be more cautious, that there must be some kind of a gimmick with that mask or something going on. So it won't be that easy to get our hands on it. Either way, here in this situation, Endeavor and Hawks starts cooperating and fighting with each other. Not each other. Fighting against All For One. And you can see All For One uses his quirks to stop them, and he's stopping Endeavor's flames, and Hawks is coming now and then attacking him, and this is going on for a moment. And while fighting, he's just randomly babbling about stuff, All For One, saying stuff like, "Oh, you are the reason why this is going on." I just cannot. All For One is like, "Why is your heart somewhere else? Your masterpiece dealt with your failure for you." God damn. You know what? Whatever you say, All For One, he's the perfect person to get in underneath your skin, and he's just doing it. He's like the internet troll, while internet trolls just hide behind the screen to do stuff like this. He's just bold enough to go into the other person's face and just say stuff like this. That's the only difference between him and an internet troll, I guess. But he's just that guy, just loves just putting salt on the wound, that kind of thing. And and he's saying some crap like this, and you can see that like he did the same thing with All Might as well, when he brought up Nana Shimura and Shigaraki and told him who Shigaraki's like what Shigaraki's original identity is. That made him win that battle. Or no, I wouldn't say win, like, because All Might actually won it, but I would say at the long run it was All For One's win, because he was able to make All Might just powerless. So in the long run it was All For One's win, I would say. Even though, like, All Might won that battle, he lost the war. It was like at that. So I would say that was also All For One's win. So All For One did the same thing there back then as well, and now he's doing the same with Endeavor. And here he suddenly says that, oh, like, don't you think, like, like, don't you try to think, like, remember that what happened to you, your boy's body, like, where you went there to find, after the forest fire, you went there to search, but he wasn't there. And then, he implied that, obviously, like, oh, I was the one behind everything, I was the puppet master again. At which, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what he was saying here. And that is what made Endeavor completely lose his mind, because up until now, Endeavor had no clue that, like, up until now, Endeavor thought, like, everything was his fault, obviously. And it still is his fault, but now he knows that along with him, there's someone else who was also the reason why this happened to Dabi, which was him, all for what. He was also the puppet master behind it. So knowing that, I think he completely lost his head, and he tries to attack him and get to him. But yeah, like, he loses his head. And this is what Hawk says, that unlike me, like Endeavor, someone who has decided to live in the life for atonement, cannot separate from someone like me. It's not the same as me, who can separate my past like I can. So, as I thought, the way he's now, he won't even be able to win against Dabi, which is true. And that's where Hawks is like, I have to support him. But here you can see that Endeavor loses his head, tries to attack, like, All For One, just, like that. And All For One completely turns the whole situation around and gets a big chunk out of here, Endeavor's, like, stomach. And Endeavor's like falling, and you can see that All For One decides to use Nagant's power on Hawks. Hawks probably would have died here, but thankfully Tokoyami and Jiro comes in and uses. Yeah, I think. Yeah, they helped out Hawks so that Hawks didn't die, So Hawks is okay for now, at least. Okay, so right, so yeah, these two are here to support Hawks. And like, Hawks is like, you guys, like, you're not ready for this, go away. But Tokoyami is like, no, like, like, I'm here to support you, and that's why I'm here. At least unless and until Endeavor can get up, I'm going to support you guys here. And so they're like, okay, so we have to do this, thinking that Endeavor will be able to get up, like, and right, and we can see Endeavor is there on the ground, and he's just completely, like, thinking about Shoto Toya. Completely, he's just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I thinking about stuff like that now? But as Hawks said, that unlike him, who has completely separated himself with his past, Endeavor, who's trying to atone for it, is a very bad match against someone like All For One. Yeah. Right, so here Hawks and Tokoyami and Jiro, they decide to stall for time, at least until Endeavor can do something. So they resume their battle, And here All For One is like, okay, like, you know, like I don't have much time, I need to take care of the situation with Shigaraki as well, so let me try to take this thing, you know, take care of the situation quickly. So he looks at the three in front of him, Jiro, Tokoyami, and Hawks, and he's like, who is the perfect person to attack here? And like I said, immediately he realized that Jiro is not experienced enough on the battlefield, at least in situations like this. So he's like, all right, let me get her. And he uses his quirk to attack her. However, like as we saw here, Tokoyomi, like he did some crazy maneuver here. He first of all, he launched Jiro on the air, and then did, like, you know, and while she's on the air, he goes and dodges the attacks and launches Jiro on a different direction to make her dodge the attacks as well. That is some next level maneuvering. I don't know how he did that, but you know, obviously he's used to stuff like this. So he saved both himself and Jiro in that situation. So there you go. While all this is happening, Hawks is trying to help them out, and then Tokoyami grabs Jiro mid-air, and yeah, and they're like, let's target the mosque. But before they can do anything, you know, Jiro's realizing that, yeah, you know what, unlike a lot of people here, I haven't really been in the front line. So it's just like I had no clue what type of thing you have to face, what type of evil or what type of, like, you know, like aura you have to go against while you're fighting against a super villain like this, you know. And she's like, is this something that Deku and Aoyama has been facing up until now? That is insane, you know. And not only them, every single pro hero is facing this, you know. And then again, All For One uses his, I don't know what that is. He brought out like this big hand with like some kind of beam into it, and yeah, launched it. Tokoyami tried his best to get out of that, but still it scraped off. You know, like, let me see the damage. First of all, yeah, so you can see Hawks did try to contain the blast by using his feathers, but he couldn't do it properly, you know, with the very less amount of feathers he had. So it probably would have been even worse, but still he couldn't contain everything. So you can see Tokoyami is bleeding. He got the brunt of the force as well because he tried to get Jiro out of that blast. Jiro's this side, left side, I think. Yeah, like it, so it grazed his ear, her ears. So her left ear is gone, I think. Yeah, and the what do you call it? That earphone, that jack thing, that's also completely gone. Her right side is okay, but her left side is completely gone. Yeah, and that's where it ended. Oh my god. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, I don't know. Like this All For One situation is very bad. I think they need help. Like really, they really need help. At least someone else, like, you know, like needs to come here and help them out. But you know, let's wait and see. And that is it. That was today's episode number 9. Yeah, 9 of My Hero Academia season 7. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of My Hero Academia. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.